It is recording. Hello, good morning, evening, afternoon, or space time if you're in space. Kind of trippy that mornings and nights don't exist in space. There is something I wanted to just say. I was thinking about it. It's this big word, this big T word, and that is tractor. So how many letters are in tractor? It's not tractor, actually. It's trust. Trust. This thing that we think that we do all the time, or we think that we never do it at all, or we have a healthy balance with it. But if we have a healthy balance with it, you're probably not watching this video. Or maybe you are. And there's more of an entertainment value for it for you now, instead of a quasi-educational and guidance. Anywho. Trust. I was thinking about it, and I was like, how do I trust things? How does anyone trust things? But how do I trust things? And I realized I don't really trust things. And maybe you've had a similar question and of the sort. But I realized I just expect things. I don't really trust things. I logically discern either individual or an array of outcomes, and then I base, honestly, the rest of the process on those discernments, those logical discernments. This completely relinquishes any form of trust. Because now you're in complete control of the situation. And with trust, it's starting to feel like that T word means that you don't have any control. You just trust that it's going to, whatever it does, whatever outcome or process or anything like this. And that kind of, it didn't really make me feel any kind of way, maybe a little bit, but it's, just made me think, how much of my life is just, how much of my life am I really controlling, even though it feels like there's no control over it? How much of my life is just setting up processes like dominoes that I'm a master at setting up? I'm so masterful at setting them up that I've completely forgotten that I need to, almost put intention or energy behind it. So it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything. It doesn't feel like I'm in control, but I'm actually in hyper control. At least at my distance, the intimacy between the situation and myself. I'm a master at putting myself in observer mode all the time instead of experiencer mode. And it would appear that the more you trust, the more you are in experiencer mode, and the more that you discern and plan, the more you're in observer mode. And for me, realizing I'm more in observer mode instead of experiencer mode kind of makes me go, aha. So all those times where I had definitely expected certain feelings to arise or for certain things to fill me, they didn't. Even though everything on paper seemed to be going exactly how I had either heard, read, or witnessed that these things would fill me. You know, like an example. I heard that having a girlfriend would make me feel this way. Having a partner would make me feel a certain way. But I was so in observer mode that whenever a partner would be there, all of a sudden, I was not intimate. I was still always just in my head. There was no trust. There was only expectation and discernment of factors. But I wasn't aware of that. And so all of a sudden there's this cognitive dissonance. It's like, why can't I feel? Why is this not working? Please help me. And all I really had to do was just give up the control of the situation. Give up the control of how I wanted things to play out or how I expected things to play out. Sometimes the conscious wants don't necessarily line up with the unconscious processes. So even though I would, want consciously a certain outcome, my unconscious is already on a path that fulfills its needs and expectations for survival. And that doesn't always align with your current conscious wants. Because, sometimes to survive in shit, you have to be shit. And without the right guidance, you just believe that you're shit. But it was only temporary. It's always only temporary. I think I'm going to end it here. It was a little bit of a rant, but maybe you guys drew something from it. If you did, if you didn't, you watched it this far. If you watched it this far, thank you. Yeah. I always feel this is your permission to take one small step into trusting something. Trusting, you could really start anywhere. But I think the greatest is yourself. This is your permission. This is your invitation. One small step today. Trust yourself. Let go of the expectations of yourself. Let go of the control of yourself. And just watch. Just experience you. Experience you flow through life like you're meant to. That is it. That's how it's going to end. All right. Bye.